Next up is black-white and mid best one limited. This is generally considered to be in that second tier. It has tons of very strong commons, so it does make it relatively draftable from draft to draft, but the strength isn't quite there compared to the top tier decks like blue-white and blue-black, just because the synergies aren't quite as strong. If you're looking at sacrificing creatures, there are ways to gain advantage from that, but they're typically uncommon, like Flesh Taker and Morbid Opportunist. However, again, it does benefit from multiple strong commons within black, in particular Ecstatic Awakener, with your curve starting at 1, up to Diregraph Horde at 5. And then there are some other beneficial creatures throughout the curve. In particular, if you are trying to get on the board early, which you do want to do with black-white and begin pressuring the opponent, if you're not starting with the Ecstatic Awakener, Lunarch Veteran is a great way to start. And then hopefully getting into a 2-drop. If you're fortunate enough to get an ambitious farmhand, this can be very helpful, as it's not terribly challenging to get Coven, because generally you'll have a 1-power creature in the farmhand, and you may have a 2-power like a Siege Zombie, or maybe a Decayed Zombie token, and then maybe you get up to 4 with like a Bat Whisperer or an Ecstatic Awakener. Or potentially you're putting counters on with the Gavony Silversmith. Again, Silversmith's not as strong in black-white as it is in white-green, but it still does have a place in the deck. And again, because you are looking at sacrificing creatures, whether they're Decayed Zombie tokens or otherwise, there is room for Dreadhound at the top of the curve. And the No Way Out probably plays best in the black-white deck, though it does have some play in blue-black as well, in particular because you're looking at sacrificing creatures. And then Rite of Oblivion is another uncommon gold card that can be very strong in this deck. It's tough to play multiples unless you really are looking at getting tons of zombies or other creatures that you can sacrifice to it, but it can be a 2-for-1 type of removal. In a way, it is kind of 1-to-1 where you're sacrificing the creature, but it may be like a Decayed Zombie token or maybe a bat from your Bat Whisperer, or a creature that already generated its value like a Search Party Captain. But again, you're trying to generate onboard presence, and then from there you're trying to accrue value either by getting some 2-for-1s or just overwhelming the opponent. It doesn't have the card draw like you do in like blue, or pseudo card draw like you do in green with like Eccentric Farmer. So you are looking at trying to take advantage of 2-for-1s wherever you can beyond that, and just getting on board and maintaining that presence. Again, black being such a strong color in mid, it does help to explain, especially at common, why it is a little more black focus compared to white focus. But white can complement the black fairly well, though it is oftentimes at the uncommon level. So that's black-white, solid tier 2 deck that with particular rares or some additional strong uncommons, multiple Flesh Takers or Morbid Opportunists, for example, or getting multiple Diregraph Hordes or Ecstatic Awakeners, can be a strong deck in mid-limited.